Hello everyone, welcome back. Whoa, what the heck was that? Well, welcome back to more Planescape Torment. I think we've just... Oh, spots in front of my eyes. Just had a bad coughing fit. Welcome back to more Planescape Torment. And we are on our way to visit Mabeth to turn in the wash she has. I've been thinking that if I believe we do become a mage through Mabeth.
I'm gone.
I'm like 98% positive of it. In which case, we'll probably stick with being a mage for a little bit. The reason being is that, well, we're still in the beginning portions of the game, and if I wait till I'm level 7 as a thief before I change over, I'm worried that when I become the mage, I will be quite, how should I say, under-leveled for what I'll be up against. So by being a mage early, I can hopefully gain a few levels on it and keep it up to date with all the other levels for all the other classes that the Nameless One can be. Alright, hey Mabeth. I brought your wash. I think Giscoral was a little heavy on the cleaning ritual, though. She takes the stacks of starched green rags from you, and she examines them critically. At least they won't tear. Or bend. What was with that cloth merchant, Giscoral? His hands were all scarred, and he seemed... slow. Mabeth is still turning the cloth over in her hands, tapping it with her finger. Well, child, sometimes one burns with the art, and other times the art burns ye. Is that what happened to him? Mabeth clicks her tongue. Mayhap. There's some for who using the art is like breathing. They shows about with pointy hats and stinkweed pipes. Then there's hedge wizards and plain-touch gypsies and fortune casters and half-seers and midwives who flicker with the art. Them have a harder time of it. And Giscoral was one of them? Beth nods. Aye, so to speak. In some ways he's no different now than he was. Addicted to the habit and ritual he was. She sets down the stiff rags. They clunk as she places them on the floor. Now, there's one last thing I need from ye, child. Of course. What do you need? Only this. I need some inks for scribbling some ingredients in one of the cookery books. I'll need you to fetch some from one of the merchants. Corsa Jai be her name. Alright then, I'm off. Farewell, Mabeth.
Updated my journal.
Alright, let's go back out there and pick up some ink.
Alright.
Oh, while we're here though, we should... I think there's a building I can go in? Down here somewhere. We should take a peek for it. Is this it? Let's try this building. I thought there was another one somewhere. Yes, this is it. I forgot all about this building. Cranium rats, and we need to get their tails for the quest that's up here.
Sure, why not?
Endure. Your path is mine.
Okay.
Our first cranium rats, everyone. Cranium rats are pretty easy to kill. As long as there's not many of them, we shouldn't have too much trouble. There we go.
Your path is mine. Done.
Now we just pick up your tails. These tails are different than the other rat charm tails. These things aren't worth much money at all. But we can...
Sure, why not?
Turn them in for that quest. And I think we needed... Did we need 6 of them? I thought we needed 6, but I see only 5 in here. Should check all the other things, too.
Sure, why not?
Just make sure there's no loot. Nope, just a bunch of empty stuff. Alright, we'll check my journal really quick, just to see. Let's see. Remove the stinkweed, find a tomb, find a way. Help to learn from the art. Get her revenge. Oh, it's not even here. Okay then, I guess we'll just leave and we'll see if that was the number of rat tails we needed. I think it was though, unless there's like an entrance. Oh! There's an entrance here. Let's see what this building has in it. Come on everyone, only one person can walk through the door at a time. Oh, hello, there's a mage. Hello. Wahoo! Greetings. I really don't have time to talk with you. You see, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to complete my spell without the key ingredient. Oh, maybe I can help. Drew pauses for a second. I guess it couldn't hurt. I'm in need of a ruby to complete my spell. It must be of exceptional quality, not like the junk they sell at the marketplace. If you should find one, bring it to me, and I shall make it worth your while. Oh, farewell
Updated
then.
my journal.
I know where we can buy a ruby, though I don't know what spell he's casting. Alright, so the gentleman who wanted us to kill and bring him back the rat tails, I think was over here? Was this him? That's his normal... Oh, here he is. Ratbone, right? That's his name? Yep. Ratbone looks up as you approach. Well met again. Got those tails for me yet? Yes. He takes the tails and drops them into a leather pouch, chuckling to himself all the while. These certainly do. Much obliged to you. I'll have that secret of yours now. Of course. I thought something odd was going on when I first laid eyes on that rake. It's one thing to duel in the hive to avoid the attention, but he's been there for days. He's even staying in the hive rather than taking a carriage or whatnot back to his case. The attention? Aye, of the law, mercy killers and the like. They patrol the streets of Sigil, parts of it at least, enforcing order. He grimaces. They stay out of the poorer sections of the city, like the hive. I see. Go on then. Well, I swore off thieving long ago. Don't ask why, but it was just too much, too easy. Late one night, around Antepeak, I snuck up on the back of a Fleet Pit inn he was calling a kip at. And guess who's at his room's window? The Collector. Go on. So I'm doubly suspicious now. The old rat-bone curiosity took a hold of me, and I starts following that Collector around. He never sleeps, never eats. When the rake ain't out and about, he just sits in the darkest alley he can find and stares into space. Interesting. Go on. Here's the best part. One dark night, as I'm lying on a roof over the alley the Collector's sitting in, who shows up to talk to him? The rake? No! A fiend! A fiend, sure enough. Lovely she was, with wings like an angel, and lips like, well, she was gorgeous. But a fiend she surely was, a temptress, a Batazu, the kind we call Irnis, where I hail from. I'm probably getting that name wrong. So, there's the succubi, who is the Tenari equivalent of this creature. Interesting. Continue then. I'd have given just about anything to hear what they was speaking about, but I've seen too much trouble to go catching a fiend's attention. All I know is that they talked for a bit, then the fiend laughed, a cruel mocking laugh it was, and faded away. The Collector snarling and hissing at her as she went. Are you certain of all this? Heh, just go watch him yourself if you don't believe me. Don't press your luck, though. That rake's a mean basher, and anyone who duels him or pesters that Collector finds himself in the dead book quick. Why would a fiend talk to a Collector? You missed the whole point, you addle-covered sod. He's not a Collector. You ever find yourself talking to a fiend, a Bazatu, mind you, and not one of them barmy Tenari, why don't you ask about it? You never know what you might find out. Perhaps I will, should I meet one then. Farewell. A Batazu. Those would be... So the Tenari are the Abishai. Is that right? No, the Abishai are lawful. They are Batazu, aren't they? I think they are? Yeah, I think they are. They're the lawful evil group, which is what the Erinnis would be from, or Erinnis.
Done.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to be in the area again, so we have to go back to the Merchant Square. So why don't we stop by and talk to the Batazu again?
All right.
What time is it anyway? 11:41. Oh wow, it's almost exactly the same time in real life today at the moment, 11:31. We have lots of iron, don't we? We have like 1,000, over 1,000, 5,000 iron. Okay, that's incredible. So I'm thinking we'll upgrade our 1+, maybe we'll upgrade our tattoos to better tattoos? Does that sound like a good idea? I think that sounds like a good idea to me. Alright, so first we'll get some fruit, because I meant to get fruit last time, I completely forgot. Oh, we meet again. Some sea plums today. Orient fire seed. What do you have? So let's purchase something. So I think we had the Garbar root and the fire seeds last time. So let's try a pear. Pro offers you the largest, juiciest looking pear you've ever laid eyes on. These are my favorites. The old merchant chuckles. So sweet. Reminds me of my youth. Let's eat the pear. There was nothing supernatural about this pear's flavor, but it may well be the best you've ever had. Well, let me ask another question. What do you have? That's what something's taste. Where did the pear come from, by the way? Okay, so he wasn't going to tell me about that anyway. So, let's ask about how the petals taste. Where are the petals anyway? Elysian pears, crimson lotus petals. What do the petals taste like? I can only suggest that you try it, my good man, and see for yourself. Alright then, let's try some of these. The old man offers what looks like small brownish red flakes. Upon closer inspection, they are revealed to be dried flower petals. These may make you a bit dizzy, my good man, so take care once you've eaten them. Alright, let's pop into my mouth. The petals melt quickly on your tongue, leaving behind an odd, but not quite unpleasant aftertaste that you can't place. Despite the old merchant's warning, however, you don't feel the slightest bit disoriented. He seems slightly disappointed to see it has no effect on you. Okay. Well, I don't need anything more. Farewell.
I'm gone.
We're gonna let R live them out. Let's put him down and run around a bit. We'll go pick him up a little bit later. Assuming he doesn't run away.
All right.
Okay, so... That's right, you can't.
I'm gone.
This is adorable. Look at him follow us all around. He's like a pet. Okay, so... I guess we'll just... Yeah, we'll go... Oh! A bat zoo. Alright, this black-scaled reptile towers to a height of 8 feet. Its great height, however, is offset by its thin snake-like frame. A long prehensile tail drags behind it. Its leathery wings are hooked behind its back. A strong vinegary smell emanates from the creature, as well as a certain amount of heat. It seems to be ignoring you. Greetings! Mort sighs about to speak to the creature. Oh, what is it, Mort? Oh, nothing. Life is the best teacher, you know. Nothing to the creature. Go ahead. I will. Greetings! The creature slowly turns its head to look down at you. Its scaled forehead wrinkles into a frown. Then it opens its mouth, giving a low, rasping hiss. You notice that the heat radiating from the creature begins to rise. Very well, then. He doesn't want to be bothered. I won't bother a demon. Oh! 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 What are you doing? That is not your master. Alright, let's pick him up. Alright, so that Battitude doesn't feel like being talked to.
I'm gone.
And I don't feel like getting into a fight against it. If I recall, you're going to need magic items to harm most fiends, and later on, most creatures. That means that Mort can't help us in the fight. It would be just me, and maybe Dakon. I say maybe here because I don't know if this weapon counts as enchanted. No, his weapon isn't? I don't believe it's enchanted.
I'm gone.
Oh, I was at the market square. Completely forgot. We're there to get some ink. Alright, well, we're over here now. Let's go and pick up some tattoos. Oh, is that Alright, we'll talk to Amaris as well a little bit later. Hello, Fel. Fel turns to face you as you approach. He folds his arms into his sleeves and waits. Can I see what tattoos you have, Fel? Okay, so... we want to... Oh, hello, this is new. Razor Angel ink. Protection from evil. This tattoo is a reminder of the aid you gave the Razor Angels in the Alley of Dangerous Angles. Your strike against the evil in the heart of the alley now grants you some protection against those with spite in their hearts. This tattoo has a limited number of uses. This makes it difficult for evil-aligned creatures to hurt me, giving me a bonus to my armor class. And I think some creatures can't attack me at all unless I attack them first. So let's see. What tattoos do I have already? I've got a +1 Wisdom and a +1 Charisma. So let's get a +2 Wisdom. I think that's this one. Tattoo of the Soul. This tattoo bolsters the user's wisdom, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and giving him a greater percentage of experience points earned. So let's buy that. Now, I'm a thief, so I'd like to actually have a +2 to Dex one, I think. Can I actually use it? Greater action. Usable only by thieves. This tattoo bolsters the wearer's reflexes, making him more difficult to hit and adding to his thief skills. The only problem is that if I do become a mage very soon, and I think that's going to happen, I won't be able to equip that tattoo. So then why don't we not pick it up at the moment, and we'll just grab a tattoo of action, which is only +1 to Dex. So we can equip that one. And then let's get a tattoo of +2 Charisma. Which would be Presence, I think. Oh, that's right. We also have +1 to armor class tattoos. I forgot about that. We have accuracy, bloodlettings, +1 to damage. We have tons of cash now. Let's get greater presence, +2 to charisma.
I will hear you.
Okay, and then +1 to strength. I'm going to give one of these +1 wisdoms to Dakon. We'll still hold on to this other +1 charisma, because oh no, we should sell it back, assuming he will buy them. So, will he buy the tattoo back? No, he won't. Okay. Okay, well, we'll just hold on to it then. So, crap. What do I want? Oh, I wanted one more tattoo. I wanted one of bloodletting for that +1 to damage. And we'll give this one to Dakon. Okay, cool. So we have got +2 to wisdom now, +1 to dex, and +2 to charisma. At higher ranks of charisma, we'll actually start seeing a benefit in the shops. But intelligence is what I want next. I probably want intelligence of 16. Although we won't get any points to place in anything for a little bit now. We'll still come back to Bell and talk to him a little bit later about how he knows me. Alright, so we're getting all the way back over this way now to purchase some ink. And then we'll head back to Bebeth. How you spoke to Nod for me. Thank you, Cutter. Of course. But how did you know? I have many friends in the Hive, I do. She winks at you. Again, I thank ye. Of course. Farewell. Well, good for her. Wow, oh, that might have turned out poorly for me then, had I decided to pocket the cash. I do recall that we'll be finding lots of magic items that will be worth decent amounts of cash, so we don't need to really steal from all the people.
Balance, your path is mine.
What's up?
Where's target's gone?
Sure, why not?
Wow.
I'm gone. Damn. I'm gone.
It's basically free experience and cash, and we could definitely use all of this.
Done.
those battles would be tough if it was just me. I was surprised the rogues decide to fight this group of mine, actually. Like, we'll slaughter them now every single time we come across them. To be fair, the game's not really about combat, though, right? It's all about the story. Alright, so the fish merchant was up this way, remember?
I'm gone. I'm gone.
She was over here, I think? Cellar.
I'm gone.
Oh, maybe she wasn't over here. Here she is, Kosajai. The old woman gives you a gummy smile. Some fish, my child. Fish heads? A cloying fish smell surrounds her. Mabeth said you had... sorry, my apologies. Mabeth said you sell ink. She sent me to purchase some. Ink? She chuckles. Hey, sir. I sell no ink. I just sells fish. Are you sure? Mabeth, the midwife in Ragpicker Square, mentioned you specifically. Heh. Well, Kosajai was me dam's name, and my granddam's name. So it could be any of us. Yep, they're both in the dead book. So only this Kosajai matters. No idea what she's on about. A midwife in Picker Square, you say? She thinks for a moment. Don't know her. I don't. Oh. Well then. She said you would be able to help me, but that's not the case. Never mind. Hold on. Your midwife friend's not all wrong. I know where you can get ink, but it may not be the ink you're looking for. The ink I'm thinking of bleeds from the gills of Brogatafin. It does. This Brogatafin, it bleeds ink? She frowns. Aye. Thing is, this fish is not for eating. It's got horrible taste, scalds the tongue. You can ask Miriam. She pitches her fish cell down the street a southerly way. She cackles. She might have one of them fish you needs on her pole. I'll go seek her out then.
Updated
Farewell.
my journal. I'm gone.
And she sits right around here, I believe. Oh, you know what? We need to kill one more starving dogs barking, don't we? Though maybe we'll do that later. This old woman stands silently by the wall, staring off into the distance. She seems to be unconcerned with the flow of traffic around her, and clutches a wooden pole from which dozens of small fish are dangling. Greetings. Oh, hello, sir. She squints at you for a moment, trying to discern your identity. Oh my! Here I was thinking you'd be one of my regular customers. She offers her fish bowl. Tuna, sir? Mackerel? Sea cucumber? No fish, thanks. I had a question for you. Have you heard of a Brogatafin? I was told it bleeds ink from its gills. She blinks, then nods. Aye, that fish? That fish is a strange one, it is. Not many have heard of it. Unless it want to eat it. Difficult to kill, and even in death, it still seems to live. Not many want to latch their teeth around something that still rides. Do you have one?
Updated my journal.
Aye, but the ink... You'll need something to carry it in. Have you a bowl or a cup, perchance? Great. I'll go look for one, then I'll be back.
I'm gone.
Okay, I think the lady by the cart here was selling them. The cute girl, who I just can't buy anything from. Hello, Miss Hive Merchant. The woman smiles warmly at your approach. Hello again, sir. What would you like to purchase this day, Oh, what are you selling right now? I sell plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery, and the like, sir. All quality, sir. The finest. She steps back and lifts the lid of the crate on the wagon behind her. Please look over my goods. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. I need something to hold ink in. Do you have a tankard or a goblet for sale? She nods. Oh yes, many kinds. They range in price from a few coppers to several hundred. Actually, I'm looking for the cheapest one you have. She raises an eyebrow. She reaches into the crate at her side, then throws a battered-looking tankard to you. It's covered in dents, and its handle looks like it's about to fall off. This one looks like it was used on someone's skull? She smiles slightly. It'll do. Thanks for farewell.
Updated my journal.
Oh wow, I guess we didn't have to purchase that one. Oh, maybe our higher charisma just let us just take it, or rather, she just gave it to us. sounds like I'm at a Ren fair with all the merchants heckling their wares. Hello, sir. Care to purchase some... She suddenly recognizes you. Ah, you returned already. Yes. I have some questions again. I brought a tankard. Can I get the ink from the fish in it? She nods and plucks a fish from her pole. It twitches as she grabs it, then starts lashing about as she begins to twist it like a rag. She wrings it until bluish-black ichor begins to trickle from the fish's gills. When your tankard is almost full, she relaxes her grip and throws a twitching fish into a sack at her side. Thanks, and farewell, Miriam.
Updated my journal.
Alright, let's go and turn this in. Oh, do I want to actually... Yeah, let's sell some more stuff while we're here. Let's try this merchant. I think it's time for me to sell all those dirty rat... Oh, never mind. He already sells dirty rat charms, so mine are not worth very much. Let's buy a few more blood charms, just in case, though. And we'll pass these on to Dakon. Oh, they're too far away. Never have too many of these.
Done.
Okay, so we're gonna trot on back to Mabeth, and then we'll see if this is the last thing she needs. I'll see you guys then. Okay, everyone, we're here in Mabeth's tent.
Done.
Let's see if she accepts the ink. Welcome back, child. Hello, Mabeth. Here's the ink you wanted. Mabeth takes a tankard of ink from you, then sniffs it. Prime ink. Fresh it is, aye. She nods at you. You've done well, child. All I've asked. Now I ask you again, after all you've seen, do you still want to learn the art? Yes. After all, the guiding goal of your errands was to test my persistence, was it not? Mabeth smiles and nods. Yes. Mayhap, child, mayhap. And that's not all. You knew who I had to see to accomplish each errand, didn't you? Mabeth nods again, slower this time. Mayhap, child, mayhap. If and so, what did your senses tell ye about them? Mourns for trees showed me that my beliefs affect the world around me. Gift Squirrel taught me that ritual is a wasted effort if the purpose of the ritual is ignored. Miriam taught me that no matter how much I think I know, there is still much I can learn from another's eyes. Mabeth is silent for a moment, and she walks slowly over to you and touches you on the cheek. Oh, child, she sighs. Ye will be a master sorcerer one day, ye will. Ye have the knowing of it, yet you've come to old Mabeth for help, ye have. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that, I had to clear my throat. What could a midwife teach such a one? Much, Mabeth. I want to learn all that you have to teach. So you walk the path, then? Mabeth pauses. Well, first things firstly, just having the knack for the art isn't enough. You need some means of giving it focus, usually spells. The spells are usually in the book, so the art demands you have a spell book, or its like, before you can cast spells. Can you read? Oh. Yes? Then let's test it. Can you read this? Mabeth draws forth a small tattered card. It looks like a recipe. Let's examine it. The writing on the recipe swims before your eyes, each symbol twisting out of focus whenever you try to read it. Almost instinctively, you relax your eyes, allowing them to take in the page all at once, and the symbols suddenly bleed together. The recipe lists measurements, ingredients. It appears to be some minor divination. Oh, this is a minor divination, isn't it? It looks like a spell that allows the user to see the nature of an item, to see whether it's enchanted or not. Mabeth's eyes widen. Who are ye to test old Mabeth so? Are ye some fiend? No. Well, not to my knowledge. What's wrong?
Updated my journal.
Well, not expecting it, was I. She nods at the recipe, then plucks it out of your hand. What you see, it's written in the language of the art. If you're not a mageling yet, it should be all swirled jumbled mishmash. She snaps her finger. Yet clear as crystal, you plucked the sense of it right up. Mayhap you could tell Mabeth why that is. I think I may have known once, but forgot. Seeing the symbols just jarred my memory. Well, it's a natural gift you may have. No matter, no matter. You just shaved some seasons off your learning, you have. Bet Humph. I'd be looking for someone to handle the chores around here, I had. But if you need help with anything here, you can still ask, Beth. It's the least I can do in exchange for you teaching me. No, don't worry yourself about that, she frowns. Well, you can read spells well enough, but spells are no good to ye without a book to put 'em in. Oh, do you have one? Beth glances around the hut, and then she catches sight of the black barb picture frame you made. She picks it up carefully and studies it. This'll do. Oh, that thing? It's just a frame. Ah, but so are ye, child. Still holding the frame, she picks up one of the starched rags you've got from Giskel. With a yank, she pulls off the greenish starched surface film. It flutters in the air like a wispy bit of cloth. Whatever Giskel uses in the wash, it works better than curing, stretching, and stoning does on a normal rag. Can't afford the parchment, I can't. Parchment. She takes the starchy film and pulls it over the black barbed frame, latching the rag's edges onto the hooks around the frame until it looks like a small greenish-black painter's canvas. Oh, it's missing something. Well, it needs something painted on it. She nods. Aye, or written on it. She takes the tankard of ink you've given her and sets it down next to her. She dips one of her fingernails into the tankard and draws it out, mumbling to herself. She begins to scratch symbols onto the frame, one by one, still mumbling to herself. All's done. Beth stands, drying her ink-stained fingernail on her robe. She tilts her head, regarding the strange framed page in front of her. A page for your spellbook it is. She indicates you should pick it up. Inside your spellbook are your recipes, your spells, if you will. As long as they sit in the book, though, they're just words. She taps her head. The art demands you pluck the magic out of the book and put it in your attic, your head, before you can tap their power. Go on. You put them in your attic by studying them, memorizing them. You usually need to rest first before you can do this, though. Any questions? No. Oh, no questions, eh? Well, now, you should have questions. You knows all about to memorize spells, do you? You're a sharp one. You sure you don't need any more Babette's words? Gobbled up your precious time? You're a master sorcerer already. Forgive me, Babette. I meant no questions on what you said. Please explain how to memorize spells. Humph. Alright then. Here's a talk of how you memorize spells. Pick the spells you want to stick in your head from your spellbook before you go to sleep. When you wake in the morning, they'll be busting your head like flies, ready to be let out. How many spells can I cast? You can cast only one. You may have 2 spells before needing the rest again. As a tiny flitter in Mageland, there isn't much room in your attic, so use your spells wisely until you get wiser in the art. And as your power increases, you'll get more room in your attic for spells. Alright, go on. You can only cast spells you've memorized, so if you want to use an art to say mend something twice, you need to memorize a spell. How many times? Twice. Nods. Aye, twice. Right enough. How can I get more spells?
Updated my journal.
Beth shrugs. Keep your eyes and ears out for learning. Even common folk might have the minor magics to teach. There's also scrolls, recipes, books, and even some stranger items that have spells inscribed on them. If you find one, just examine it close and copy it into the book if you want it. I got it. I can also show you more spells if you return, especially when you've a little more of the planes in ye. Oh, I'd appreciate it. Thanks, Macbeth. Before you go, child, you'll need some magics for you to whet your appetite. Beth rummages in her robe, then pulls forth 3 small recipes, which she passes to you. You should copy these into your spellbook, so that they can get into your attic as soon as possible. Thanks, Macbeth.
Updated my journal.
Wait, there's more. Beth finishes a tiny bundle of fetches a tiny bundle of black cloth from her apron and unrolls it, producing a pair of amber earrings. These will protect you on your travels, child. I no longer wear them myself, so go ahead and take them. Thanks again. Alright, child. Don't tarry here any longer. One such as ye has other ways to spend one's time rather than to hang around old Macbeth. Oh, now come on, Macbeth. You're not old. Ah, you flatterer. Your tongue is so lined with silver, you shame a bath or two. Get your hints. Thanks for everything, Macbeth. Pah, you can thank me by not playing the Addle Cove with what you've learned. The art's damned many a fool who sought to bend it in the art that weren't made to bend. Get along with ye. Farewell.
I feel stronger. I'm
Cool.
gone.
We gained at least 1 mage level. So we'll level up. Oh, just 1. Okay, so we gained just 1, and we're close to level 4. Okay, so let's see what we got. We now have Amber Earrings. They give us +2 to armor class, and we can memorize 2 additional first level mage spells. Oh wow, we can't wear any of, or even use any of this stuff. So let's just, we can just drop this someplace else. We have the recipe of Identify. This tattered card has a recipe for ingredients and incantations necessary for the minor. Oh, well, we go.
It's in my spell book.
We'll just read these. Blood Bridge.
It's in my spell book.
Chromatic Orb.
It's in my spell book.
And we'll take a look at these together. We'll memorize Armor.
It's in my spell book.
Fist of Iron.
It's in my spell book.
This is another Identify spell, which we don't actually need. So we'll pass this on to Dakon, or Dakon. And Dakon can probably memorize this.
Spell has been added to my teachings.
A Gaudy Ring. Oh, we didn't identify this last time. Darn it, we even used one of those items before. One of the blue Identify things. Alright, so let's use this again then. Chaos Feather. Damage 2 through 5 piercing. Enchanted +1. Panics target. Fragile breakable. Thaco +1. This feather is, let's see. Examination of the feather reveals that it is the feather from a Vrock. Oh, this is like a Tanari or Bazatu crow demon. Long necks, vulture-like head, large wings behind them. Vrocks are one of the many races that, of Tanari that fill the Abyss. The Vrock resemble huge vultures, and they are often used as scouts for the Tanari forces in the Blood War. They're also bipedal as well. They imagine a human, but with a super long neck, the head of a vulture, and like big, huge wings. This particular feather is believed to have been taken from a Vrock shaman, who was reported to have died by simply disbelieving himself. Possessed of a certain mental imbalance, and with an odious habit of devouring his followers to gain strength, this barmy Vrock was rumored to be capable of causing others of his flock to behave erratically, much more so than a normal Tanari. He convinced many of his flock to tear off their wings and take up burrowing in the ground. Other times he preached the virtues of honesty, as well as being more evil and destructive than any lie. When he disintegrated, only the feather was left behind as a testament to his fevered existence. Some of the shaman's residue is believed to reside in this Chaos Feather. This Chaos Feather, when used in combat as a dagger, inflicts a minor amount of damage, about the same as a conventional dagger, and has the power to confuse any target it strikes. Creatures struck by the feather may be stunned, run away, or attack their allies. Most Tanari consider the feather to be a sacred object. Vrocks will kill anyone possessing it in order to retrieve it. We'll hold on to it. Okay, so let's go back to the inn and sleep. This way I can actually memorize some spells. Because right now, I'm basically a very weak fighter. We're even weaker now than we were when we first started the game. Well, combat-wise, we actually have more. We still have all our 41 hit points from earlier, but our ability to hit and damage has been, well, to hit at least, has been affected by our class change to a mage. Thankfully, we can still use the dagger. Now, unfortunately, when we go to bed, we're going to wake up at night. That seems like a proper time to go into the trash warrens.
Done.
So let's do this.
Come on in here. You want to sleep outside? It's cold out here. Come on inside. We got a warm bed.
Okay. Sounds a good idea. Oh, I need to actually select the spells first before I go to bed. So we have we can memorize 4 first level spells and one second level. Actually, let's go back to the merchant. Wow.
I'm gone.
Why would he do that? Why would he decide to pick a fight with 3 people? Oh, well, 2 people and a floating skull. One of which is a gift with a massive Karak blade. I don't know. Oh, we should actually talk to Dakon and learn a little bit more about them.
Done.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, at the very least, we should talk to Dakon a little more. We know so very little about him. So, first off,
I'm gone.
let's go to Giskorl. I think he's the one who sells the spells.
Jellied Hydra eyeballs in aspic. Give it a try. It's delicious.
Let's see, what does he have? So he has... Oh, no, he doesn't. He just has bandages and needle and thread. We'll take a few more of these.
It is I. Your path is mine.
Okay, then was it this merchant? Luck, Blur, and that's all he's selling. Darn it, I was hoping for a little more than that. Okay, so no combat spells for sale from this guy. Let's take... Blur's defensive. I won't really use it, and I probably won't use luck very much either. Okay, we're just gonna pass on these. Sorry about that. So in that case, we might as well see what I have to memorize. So we have Identify, Chromatic Orb, Armor, and Fist of Iron. So let's take a look at Chromatic Orb. Long are the debates about the spectrum of color in the multiverse. This blue is better than yellow. Pike it, Burke. Of course white is a true color. And while in the end, many generally agree that a color's greatness is in the eye of the beholder, this spell establishes the fact that some colors are deadlier than others. This summons a large, magical orb of color, which can then be hurled at a target using the caster's normal attack roll +3. The color of the orb changes depending upon the caster's level. Level 1 is white, or level 2, so this will summon a red orb that deals 1 through 6 points of damage, and the target suffers, for 10 seconds, -1 strength and -1 dex. We already know that this one is the one that increases the damage and hit of us, so we'll take one of those. And why not? We'll take an Identify. Alright, so let's go back up to the inn now. Sorry about that again, everyone. I thought he was selling some other spells. Or maybe I actually have a few that were sitting someplace else. Oh, I think I do. Everyone, I'll see you in the inn. I might have put some extra spell stuff somewhere else in town from earlier when I left. Yeah, actually, I do, don't I? I know I do. I think I left them way back in the Gathering Corpse bar. Yeah, I did. Alright, everyone, I'll be back. Okay, everyone, yep, I did leave some things here. So we have Strength, which will grant me 1 through 4 points of strength, which won't be helpful. So we should probably give this to Dakon and... Oh, yeah, we should give it to Dakon. It'll help him a lot more.
Spell has been added to my teachings.
Here's another Chromatic Orb. We might as well give this one to Dakon.
Spell has been added to my teachings.
And then we can learn Ice Knife. Daggers of ice can be conjured that not only strike the intended target, but can spread cold as ice in the water. The spell fires a magical ice dagger at the target. The caster must successfully hit with his normal missile attack roll. A successful hit causes 2 through 8 points of damage per dagger. When the ice knife strikes a solid object or creature, the knife shatters, producing a wave of numbing cold. All creatures within a 5-foot radius must make a successful saving throw versus paralyzation, or suffer 1 through 4 points of cold damage, and have a -2 penalty to their attack rolls. If the attack roll misses, the ice dagger will fall to the ground, 2 feet past the intended target. The ice dagger will then remain on the ground for 2 seconds. If any creature touches this ice dagger during that time, it will immediately shatter and emit a cold wave as above. If not, then after elapsed time, it will melt away. Finally, the caster gains 1 additional ice dagger for every 2 levels after 3rd level, for a maximum of 5 daggers. The subsequent daggers can be fired off by a subsequent click on the same or another target.
It's in my spell book.
We also have this. An Armor Class 6 bracelet. This drops my armor class down to 2 because other armor class bonuses are applied after that bracelet comes into effect, not before.
All right.
Okay, so cool. That was quite a few more items for us. So, what do I want to do next? Well, we do also need to talk with... Oh! Yeah, we should go back and talk with the Planeswalker. Because he helped... Or I hope he helped Ingress by now.
Done.
Oh, we also need to look for another Dark Dog's barking. This guy.
Have you got the kit?
Okay, so we just want to... We just want to fight him. So we're going to taunt him.
Plain swine.
Your will be done.
Huh?
Cool.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Oh, cool, I killed someone. That will finish off all the unfortunates. So there's the Rake, and there's the Collector. Adizul Irian Ard. Rake Chaser. So we should talk to the Batatu and see if they have anything to say about this guy here. Okay, we're gonna cast a power of 1.
In Zerthamon's name.
Die.
Wow.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Holy crap. Power 1's awesome.
Sure, why not?
I realized that Dakon recovered his spells a little while ago, so there's no reason not to have him cast them, especially if I plan to sleep again anyway. Oh, no one leveled up, right? Besides me? Is that correct? Oh, wow, Dakon's very close to leveling up. Oh, and hey, you know what? We have enough money to buy our eye
I'm gone.
from the inn. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the inn, talk to the Batazoo in there, and then we're also going to talk to the merchant. I'm sorry, the tavern keep. The tavern keep? Innkeeper. Bar? Keep? The person who sells the drinks. Oh, there's someone in the way.
Buy a drink! See the burning man! He's on fire! Just I can see it to believe it! The burning man, right here, right inside!
Sure. We'll go inside and see him once this guy gentleman who's out of the way. Please move out of the way. One second, everyone. Okay, well that was awkward. Alright, we made it inside. So... Okay, let's take a few seats here. We'll talk to Dakon a bit. We'll talk first, though, to Kandrian. Kandrian stands as you approach him. The Tooth Woman wanted you to have these, he says, holding out his hand. She wanted to express her thanks, even out the balance book, as it were, and be done with the damn things. In the palm of his hand are Ingris's dancing teeth, and he smoothly deposits them into your hand. Enjoy them, Seeker. Thank you, Kandrian.
In
Updated
knowing
my
the
journal.
teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
That's awesome. So Dakon leveled up, and he leveled up his fighter abilities.
My blade has shifted.
Dakon's weapon has changed. He's gained 6 hit points total. His fighting skills have improved and his weapon changed, so we should take a look at that. His weapon allows him to now memorize an additional first level mage spell. I think... Wow, it's been so long. I think Dakon's weapon changes based upon how happy he is with the group, and or other story-related things. Nice, well that's really awesome. Okay, so we might as well have him memorize this now. So why don't we have him memorize Scripture of Steel? Because this is basically, yeah, this is bless, effectively. Okay, let's give a talk to Dakon for a little bit.
What is your will?
There are some things I would know, Dakon. I will hear you. Can I talk to you about your teachings? Dakon waits. Oh, he can train me back to be a fighter. He's a mage, so he probably can teach me also to be a mage if I wanted to. Can you teach me anything of the art, Dakon? Know that the way of the people is not the same as the art you have come to know. It is not the energy that gives strength, it is knowing the self that gives strength. The teachings of Zerthamon speak of such things. Would you teach me the way of Zerthamon, Dakon? Do you know what you have asked? The texture of Dakon's blade flows until it becomes as stone. To walk the path of Zerthamon, you must know of the people. The knowing of such things by one not of the people is a difficult matter. There are those not of the people who have heard the way of Zerthamon, but they do not know the way. Dakon, I want to know of the people, and know Zerthamon's teachings. I believe there is wisdom to be learned in such things.
Updated my journal.
Know that I have heard your words, and I shall test them. To learn, you must know the people. To know the people, you must know the unbroken circle of Zerthamon. Dakon holds up the stone disc in his possession, and his spider-like fingers hook into its sides. There was a click, and the plates of the circle slide into a new configuration. He reverses the motion, sealing the stone. Know the first circle of Zerthamon is open to you. Study it. Then I will hear your words. Very well. I will examine it and then speak with you again. So... oh, I guess we go to his inventory and use this. This small round stone is the unbroken circle of Zerthamon. It is made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another. The complexity of the plates and the intricacy of their links prove the text was constructed by a master artisan. Well, let's unlock the first plate as Dakon showed us. You mirror the motions that Dakon made upon the circle, and the plates give way at your touch, the rings sliding into a new configuration. Upon the rings are a series of symbols. The script is like no writing you have ever seen. It is a series of interlocking geometries, with circles predominating. Just looking at it, you know the symbols, and know you can read them. Very well, let's read it. Know that we are the first people. Once, all was chaos. The first people were thought drawn from chaos. When the first people came to know themselves, they were chaos no longer, and became flesh. With their thoughts and knowing of matter, the people shaped the first world and dwelled there with their knowing to sustain them. Yet the flesh was new to the people, and with it, the people came not to know themselves. The flesh gave rise to new thoughts, greed and hates, pains and joys, jealousies and doubts. All of these fed on each other, and the minds of the people were divided. In their division, the people were punished. The emotions of the flesh were strong. The greed and hates, the pains and joys, the jealousies and doubts. All of these served as a guiding stone to enemies. In becoming flesh, the first people became enslaved to those who knew flesh only as tools for their will. Know that these beasts were the Illithids. Oh, mind flayers. If you don't know what an Illithid is, it's a bipedal creature with tentacles for hands. and arms, I guess, and it had like the head of like a squid or an octopus. They generally eat brains and consume minds in order to sustain themselves, and they have very powerful psionics as well, able to make like crush people's thoughts and bend them to their will and everything else of that sort. Very, very dangerous creatures. The Illithids were a race that had come not to know themselves. They had learned how to make other races not know themselves. They were the tentacled ones. They lived in flesh and saw flesh as tools for their will. Their blood was as water, and they shaped minds with their thoughts. When the Illithids came upon the people were a people no more. The people became slaves. The Illithids took the people from the first world and brought them to the false worlds. As the people labored upon the false worlds, the Illithids taught them the way of the flesh. Through them, the people came to know loss. They came to know suffering. They came to know death, both of the body and mind. They came to know what it is to be the herd of another and have their flesh consumed. They came to know the horror of being made to feel joy in such things. Oh, wow. Oh, I can't imagine being a slave to someone and expecting to find joy in dying at the hands of your slavers. Oh my god. The Unbroken Circle is the knowing of how the people lost themselves and how they came to know themselves again. So that describes the entirety of what we are reading. Okay. Let's slide the plates closed and seal the circle.
I will hear you. What is your will?
There are some things I would know, Dakon. I will hear you. Can I talk to you about your teachings? Dakon waits. I have read the Unbroken Circle of Zerthamon. I want to speak to you more about the way of Zerthamon. What did you come to know? Strength lies in knowing oneself. I learned that once someone does not know themselves, they are lost. They become a tool for others. I find that very true, actually.
Updated my journal.
You have come to know the first circle of Zerthamon. You not only see the words of Zerthamon, you have come to know them. Dakon holds up the circle and hooks his fingers around the edges. There was a click, and the plates of the circle slide into a new configuration. He reverses the motion, sealing the stone. Know, the second circle of Zerthamon is open to you. Study it. Then I will hear your words. Very well, I will read it, then speak with you again. But we will do that later, because I want to talk to the barkeep here. First.
Done.
Oh, also, I think did we learn something? No, not yet. Okay. I believe that we pick up spells by studying the Unbroken Circle of Zerthamon. Right now, though, we don't have it, so... Well, I prefer having this combat spell. Blood Bridge here allows me to transfer my life to my companions. It can only be used by me. But I generally find that I have enough cash to buy enough blood charms or what have you. But we'll need to walk around this way instead. I'm back again. What now? You said I had my eye. I like it back now. You want it back? Price is 500 coins. You don't got it. You don't get it. 500? That's ridiculous. He pauses for a moment, considering. That it is. Tell you what. Give me 300, and the eye's yours. It's a deal. Here's your money. It's a deal. He produces a darkened, wax-stoppered, wide-mouthed bottle from his pocket. You hear the sound of liquid sloshing around inside, along with a heavier, squishier noise. Opening it, the stench of some sort of preservative agent nearly makes you gag. Floating in the viscid muck is an eyeball. You better figure out what you want to do with that. Now that you've exposed it to the air, you might as well put a pickled egg in the jar for all the good it'll do you. Make up your mind, Cutter. Pickled egg or not. Tear out your eyeball and place this one in the socket. With a moment's hesitation, you reach into your socket and pop your eye into the palm of your hand. Oh, God. I'm actually leaving for an eye doctor, so wait into 10 more minutes. Oh. The bartender helpfully severs the optical nerve. Oh, that's actually what I'm having looked at today. And directs your hand to a jar of goo that sits on the bar. You deposit your eye in the preservative, wrap your fingers around the old one, and slide it into your empty socket. The pain of this entire operation is incredible. After a moment, though, you can feel the optical nerve reattaching itself to this new eye, and suddenly, you are hit by a flash of memory. Absorb it. Memory flash. A vast expanse of chaotic, ever-changing wasteland stretching before you. Limbo, I guess. A group of humanoid vultures. Oh! Rock! Plummeting toward me. Cruel weapons ready to strike. And your own shining blade clutched tight in your fists. Okay, I fought Tenari in Limbo. Memory flash. 3 tufts surround you, in the colors of an enemy you can't quite place. Long daggers glisten in their hands, and the light glints cruelly from their exposed teeth. You glance at your scarred hands, and know that soon they'll be covered in blood. I guess defending myself somewhere. Memory flash. An enormous frog-like creature comes bounding over through under chaos stuff. That sounds like... Oh, that's Limbo. The first one must have been the Abyss. This is a slad, I think is what it's called. Headed for you with a mouthful of teeth. You hurl your javelin through the shifting matter and pin the creature to a sudden stone plinth. You have recalled some of your lost fighting skills.
I feel stronger.
Proficiency points gained. Leveled up. We gained 1 unused weapon slot. Very nice. Okay, so we also gained a level as a mage. So let's spend that level first. That's all we need to do. We will then memorize more spells. This requires an edged proficiency. I could change myself to a fighter and then take that proficiency in edged weapons to give me even additional chances to hit and damage. But I want to play as a fighter, a mage for a little bit. Now, I wasn't lying when I said I had to go to the eye doctor, so we have enough time to talk to the Batitu who are here. Oh, I'm sorry, Batizu? I don't know how you say it. Ah, the prodigal returns, eh? The fiend hisses a smile at you, noxious vapors coiling from the corner of its mouth. Have your memories returned to you, old friend? What do you mean? What he means, dear man, is that time, our old enemy, has performed a vicious disservice on you. It robs your memories and steals your recollections. If you do not recall us, why, it is because you have fallen prey to one of mortality's weaknesses. We are your old friends. Old indeed. What can we do for you? I had some questions. Oh, some questions. Perhaps we have some answers. We are certainly eager to aid you, old friend. Would you know of a collector who has dealings with fiends? He refers to Rake Chaser. Does he not? Yes, he does. Does he know? He asks of him. Would our friend inquire of us? Did he not know? Or was suspicious at the very least? Yes, of course, you are all too right. The fiend turns to you. What do you know of this collector, friend of long years? A little. Only that he has strange habits and has been seen conversing with fiends. I would tell you, companion, but alas, I have sworn not to speak of it. And yet you wonder, Ethelgrin, why your name yet has no appellation. The fiend turns back to you. I would be happy to enlighten you. Did you not swear, Teegrin? Swear I did, but not as you. To no Tenari may I talk of the matter, but it seems to me that our friend here remains outside that particular group. Oh, lovely. And how so? The fiend once more addresses you. This collector, my friend, is a devil, though one cursed by a holy man. The handsome young gentleman you may have seen near him is the collector's thrall, though he does not realize it as such. Go on. The other fiend interrupts before Taken can speak. The pendant! Do not forget. Would I, Athergrin? I think not. What pendant? The fiend has a pendant, a magical artifact that we'd be most pleased to find ourselves in possession of. I can guarantee it's of little or no use to you, friend, so perhaps you would be willing to work out a deal with us? Like old times revisited. What did you have in mind? We'll tell you everything we know of the Collector. Everything. His weaknesses, and how to defeat him, thereby securing his pendant, which we could use to make you much stronger. In return, we ask only for the pendant. It is the pendant which will allow us to bestow the promised power upon you. Yes, the pendant. It is shaped like a human skull, with 6 crystals radiating from the crown. What does the pendant do? Nothing for you. Nothing at all, friend. Why don't you seize it for yourself? We are forbidden to even approach the Collector, let alone harass or harm him. Alas, even I could not avoid the ruling. Our hands are bound in this matter, friend. No deal. Too bad. Too bad. Yes, Alphagrin, it is a shame. We shall remain here, old friend, should you wisely reconsider. Farewell. I don't trust them at all. I would like to know what that pendant does. You might be able to talk with the Collector, but I do have to get going. Alright, everyone, thank you for watching more Planescape Torment. When we come back... Well, we lost lots of hit points thanks to tearing our eye out. Alright, when we come back, we'll do more exploring. I think it's time for us to head back to Picker Square. Oh, but resting first. I need to rest to get spells. So we'll rest, we'll read some more of Zerthamon's Broken Circle, and then we'll head over to Ragpicker Square for a bit. Oh, and Mort. I need to talk with Mort, especially since we have teeth for him, I think. So we'll do all that when we get back. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys later, and take care.